Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TEW Local Global 1987. We're back with some GCW. And we're here on the 16th of September 1996, here for Fuel. So let's get straight into today's show. So we've got a pre-show match right here just to get our three-match aims. It's a triple threat high spots match for Hector Garza, Art Barr, and Liz Mark Jr. And you know what? Did alright. Hector Garza gets the victory, member of the LWO, of course. Art Barr and Liz Mark don't really have anything going on, so it's better to put Hector over. Gets a 42, and we get into the actual show. This did not do good. Is it because we're in the Great Lakes? I don't know. Probably should have done better. Maybe it's because it's a 15-minute angle. It's just way too long for them. I don't know, but whatever. I expected better. We're here with Sting. He's getting a promo, and he talks about how he was added to the six-pack challenge at Ace of Spades, which is taking place next episode. And Dustin Rhodes comes out, and of course, he's also in the six-pack challenge, so there's no aggression between these two. They've put it all aside. They're good. Syndicate comes out, however, and it's announced that tonight the Big Show will be facing off against Sting in the main event. And it gets a 67 again. Not too great. I hoped for better. But we're starting off with the World Tag Team Championships. And Chris Benoit and Lance Storm defeat the New Age Outlaws to win the GCW World Tag Team Championships. I remember last episode I said this was a rematch. My bad. This is the first time they're facing off. They're going to have the rematch. So I got a bit ahead of myself. But Chris Benoit and Lance Storm have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. I don't think they've ever teamed, but I find it very hard to believe that Chris Benoit and Lance Storm wouldn't work well together, considering they're very technical-based wrestlers. They're both phenomenal in the ring. They have very similar psychology in the ring, kind of. So I find it really hard to believe that they would have zero chemistry, so I'm probably going to edit that. I'm not going to make it good or anything. I'm just going to make it so they just have neutral chemistry. But for some reason, Lance Storm doesn't have good chemistry with Chris Jericho either. I know we went over that maybe a year ago. And again, that made no sense. Those two teams really well together. So TEW is just being dumb again. But nonetheless, they are the World Tag Team Champions. So it gets a 78. Move on to the Flock, cutting a promo. Awful 8-minute angle. Thanks, game. Man, this is not going well. I really wanted better, but whatever. The Flock is cutting a promo. Perry Saturn and Triple H come out. And Triple H wants Raven next week, so these two are going to be facing off on Fuel next week. These angles are not going well. I'm probably going to have to move back to the tri-state region just until this talent actually gets over. For some reason, it's just not working. I don't know why. Buff Bagwell and the Southern Outlaws attack DDP backstage. Buff and DDP, of course, from last week. Buff TV with DDP hitting the Diamond Cutter on Buff Bagwell. But the Southern Outlaws were Buff Bagwell's first guest on Buff TV, and now they're, I guess, working with or for Buff Bagwell. 48. We've got a singles match up next. Mike Awesome faces off against Super Calo. And, of course, Mike Awesome here for his partner, Disco Inferno, who gets a Cruiserweight Championship match against Eddie Guerrero at Ace of Spades. And Super Calo, of course, is a member of the LWO, so gets a 59 for these two. Not too shabby. J.J. Dillon is cutting a promo. He announces that next week we're going to have a triple threat match, with the winner of that match being added to the six-pack challenge that takes place at Ace of Spades. The triple threat next week will be between Booker T, Chris Candido, and Billy Kidman. So it gets a 70. Canyon versus Al Snow is up next. Canyon gets the victory over Al Snow in 8:15 with a flatliner. Canyon gets a 78. Al Snow gets a 67. Creative finish was a failure, but they have great chemistry, which is nice. So this was pretty good. 79. We've got the Nation of Domination cutting a promo up next, and Farouk comes out. And of course he's pissed off that the Nation turned their backs on him. And The Rock is the new leader, but whatever. James J. Dillon comes out, and he announces once again that we're going to have more contestants in the six-pack challenge. So far we have Dustin, we have Sting, we have the winner of the triple threat next week, and now we're also going to have Farouk and The Rock. So both these two will be added to the six-pack challenge, which means there's only one person who we haven't mentioned yet. So it gets a 58. And the Nation are in action next as D'Lo and Kama face off against Too Cool, with D'Lo and Kama getting the victory. So it gets a 67. Afterwards, Farouk runs back down and hits D'Lo and Kama both with Dominators and beats them down because Farouk is pissed. So it gets a 65. We're backstage with Paul Bearer, and he talks about The Undertaker and how he killed his family, how he killed his younger brother. So, fun times. It's the same story as WWF told, the fire in the house and all that. So that didn't change. 75, and we move to our main event: Sting versus The Big Show, and Sting ends up getting the victory with a Scorpion Death Drop, and it gets an 80. This is not going to be good. Oh, 76. I thought it was going to be worse. And financial report, we got $1.1 million from that, and our popularity still grew. So I thought we were going to end up worse than that. I thought we were going to lose popularity, but it looks like they're less strict in TW9 about losing popularity just for the show being under the popularity in the region, it looks like, which is good. Good for us. It's alright. Let's... Bam Bam wants an Bam Bam got an extension, so... Do we sign Bam Bam Bigelow? 82... 22 a month. Can we spare 22 a month for Bam Bam? How long? 3 years? I don't know if I want to commit to Bam Bam Bigelow for 3 years. I think I'd have trouble finding something for him to do. Unless I stuck him in a Rival Pro, but I don't want to send Bam Bam Bigelow down to Rival Pro when he's only 50s. No, I think we'll hold off on Bam Bam for now. And Scott, I just don't want to spend the money on Scott. Nah, I don't want to spend 140 grand a month just for Scott Steiner. I mean, he's great and all. I love Scott, but it's not worth it for me. I wouldn't have enough plans for him at the moment anyway. So let's see who else they're offering contracts to, and then we'll go into we'll take care of Rival Pro Wrestling. WWF rejection. They're not signing Razor. They're not re-signing Razor Ramon. Scott Hall. Really? Kevin Sullivan either? Okay, Kevin I thought would be a better booker, but I guess not. I don't really want Kevin Sullivan. I don't really have any plans for him, and he's not that great of a booker for some reason. So, but Scott, I might be able to work something with Scott. Let me see. I might bring in Scott, but I might give him like a few months off until Revolution, because all my storylines are written until Revolution, but I can probably find him something to do in 1997. I think I'll have to. Let's get Scott. We'll get Scott. We'll sign him to 2 years. Can I get him down to 2026? He wants 28, 430. That's fine. He wants 15% merchandise. He wants 20%. 25. All right, that's fine. Iron clause. Okay. We'll sign Scott for a 2-year deal. He can come back to GCW. I'm fine with that. He's not going to be Razor. He's going to be Scott Hall. Well, I guess we're getting Scott again. See who else they don't want to re-sign. Locker room tension in WCW? I don't believe it. Alright, I guess that's it. So Scott's coming in. Okay. I think I have something for Scott. I think I thought of something, but we'll have to wait and see. Paul Bearer got a catchphrase, I guess. let's get into Rival Pro. Let's take care of Rival TV, and then we'll end the episode. So given the night off, nobody gets a night off. Venue, we're sticking with the Tri-State. Booking team, we got a Johnny Ace idea. We can spend one on a creative finish and get another creative finish. Let's get a character idea. Alright. Locker room incidents. Good. Nice. And nothing there. So let's go take care of our character idea. So major star. Taz. I think I want to give it to Taz. Hopefully this works. It was a failure. Of course it was. And now he's pissed. I gave him $1,000. I didn't give him the 1,000, I guess. I thought I did, but... Oh, he belongs to my parent company, so I can't. Well, that's not good. That's not optimal. Alright. We'll just ignore that for now, and hopefully Taz doesn't get more pissed. But for now, we've got a Johnny Ace versus Rob Van Dam promo. So, Johnny Ace versus RVD promo. Give them 8 minutes for that. Alright, we've got a Psychosis versus JT Smith match. Psychosis, JT Smith. That's going to be 5 minutes with Psychosis getting that victory. We're going to get a backstage promo. Oh, never mind, just a promo. Sinister Minister with Mosh and Thrasher. Steven Richards and Blue Meanie will come out. So Sinister Minister and Headbangers promo. Richards and Meanie come out. Make that 7 minutes. Trying to get their promo skills up. And we're going to get a tag team match. The Coalition, once again, are going to be in action. So we've got Edge and Christian Cage, and they're going to be facing off against the Johnnies, Johnny Gunn and Johnny Swinger. And let's give them 7 minutes, and we're going to put Edge over once again. We're going to have a backstage promo with Shane Douglas. Alright. And finally, we're going to have our next tournament match, which is going to be Johnny Ace versus Rob Van Dam. And the winner of this match is going to be none other than Johnny Ace. It's going to be clean. However, it's going to be by interference from Taz. Outside interference finish. Take that off. Let's run Rival Pro TV. Rival TV. So we start off with Johnny Ace and Rob Van Dam. Of course, they're cutting their promo. They're facing off tonight. Very amicable. Nothing crazy going on here. Gets a 59. We've got Psychosis versus JT Smith up next, and Psychosis ends up getting the victory over JT Smith. Not that great, but that's fine. Gabe Sapolsky is a shit road agent apparently, but we got to work with what we got. We've got Sinister Minister and the Headbangers cutting a promo, and Steven Richards and the Blue Meanie end up coming out. It's announced that next week, Mosh will be facing off against Steven Richards. So it gets a 24. Tag team match up next. Edge and Christian defeat the Johnnies when Edge defeated Johnny Gunn with a leapin' DDT. It's a 34. Shane Douglas is cutting a backstage promo. He has his semifinal match next week against Jerry Lynn, with the winner, of course, facing either Johnny Ace or Rob Van Dam decided tonight. And that ends up being Johnny Ace because Taz interferes and costs RVD the match. And so Johnny Ace advances in the tournament to the finals, where he'll face either Shane Douglas or Jerry Lynn. And no real popularity gain, but that's fine. Rival Pro is not supposed to be gaining popularity. It's just supposed to maintain its size and promote the talent. Let's go to GCW, see what happened here. Scott Steiner, ASW UK, is trying to get Scott. Nobody's offering anything to Ramon, to Scott Hall, so I guess I'm keeping him. And before I end the episode, let's look at to see if there's any workers in the US that are over that I could consider hiring. So I'm not really interested in Adrian Adonis. Bam Bam, I already talked about Bam Bam. Bob Orton, Butch Reed, I don't really have any plans for. Dennis Rodman, I want Dennis Rodman eventually. He's going to be brought in and used pretty much the same way he was used in WCW. But the reason I'm not bringing him yet is because Karl Malone is unavailable until November, and I kind of want to bring them in at the same time and do a little rivalry between the two. So we'll worry about that later. Dick Slater, Don Morocco. Don Morocco's alright. If anybody I'm interested in. LT, same thing. LT I would bring in as just as an attraction, which I'm actually considering. Mr. T. So nobody really there. Let's check 40s, maybe 35. Yeah, again, it doesn't look very promising for talent I would want to bring in. We're going to check at least until 28 just to make sure. And yeah, I don't know, maybe the Bushwhackers might be nice, just the job. But no, I think we'll be fine. So thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. We'll see you guys in the next one, which will probably come out on, I'm thinking Wednesday, something like that, maybe Tuesday. Haven't decided yet. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.